written by Prakash Karat to Mr. Singham. However, today when we ask him direct questions, he doesn't give us direct answers. Listen in.
We have Mr. Prakash Karat here, sir. Do you want to say anything about the alleged email exchanges between you and Neville Roy Singham, sir, the US billionaire?
My party has issued a statement.
Sir, is it true that you replied back to him? What is the connection between, why did he email you in the first place, sir, and what was the need to...
In my party statement, just read our party.
Can you just talk a couple of lines? What is your stand on it, sir? The party statement we saw, what is your stand on it?
BJP MP makes all sorts of false allegations. Why should I reply to it?
So, but there is a screenshot of all these email conversations, sir. Are you calling those conversations a lie?
I'm saying all those statements he made.
Stand on it.
BJP MP makes all sorts of false allegations. Why should I reply to it?
So, but there is a screenshot of all these email conversations, sir. Are you calling those conversations a lie?
I'm saying all those statements he made are lies.
So the email screenshots are lies. So that is Mr. Prakash Karat. He is telling us that the BJP is spinning lies as far as the email conversations between him and Neville Roy Singham, the US businessman, is concerned. So of course, at times now we were able to access multiple conversations, multiple email exchanges between him and Neville Roy Singham, and now the Communist Party leader is telling us that this is a lie that's being spinned by the BJP to change the narrative.
Well, in fact, it's of course playing out in the parliament as well. Sparks flew over the alleged NewsClick China link in the parliament. In fact, the BJP yesterday had stepped up the attack on the Congress party after the article in the New York Times claimed that the Indian media portal was part of the network that was being funded by a pro-China US-based businessman, Neville Singham. Listen in to what happened in the Lok Sabha yesterday.
NewsClick, Neville Singham कुछ पत्रकारों को हिंदुस्तान में लिखते हैं कि किस प्रकार से हिंदुस्तान के खिलाफ न्यूज सर्कुलेट होनी चाहिए, कैसे चाइना के समर्थन में अलग अलग आर्टिकल लिखने चाहिए, और इसे एक बार छपवा दो तो ट्राई कॉन्टिनेंटल पब्लिकेशन इसको इकट्ठा करके फिर काम आगे बढ़ाएगा। निशिकांत जी ने इस पर जब विषय उठाया तो मैं स्तब्ध हूं कि कांग्रेस पार्टी ने डिमांड नहीं की कि अगर कोई बड़ी ताकत का पैसा लेकर हिंदुस्तान में व्यवस्थाओं को भंग करना चाहता है, हिंदुस्तान को कलंकित करना चाहता है, तो उस पर कार्रवाई करो। कांग्रेस ने पक्ष ये लिया कि जो निशिकांत दुबे के मुंह से शब्द निकले हैं उनको एक्सपंज कर दीजिए। ये जो ट्राई कॉन्टिनेंटल पब्लिकेशन है महोदय, जिसके बारे में ना आप ईडी को माने, न्यूयॉर्क टाइम्स को माने, वो ट्राई कॉन्टिनेंटल पब्लिकेशन के जो मुख्य रिसर्चर हैं उनके वक्तव्य को कांग्रेस पार्टी अपने ऑफिशियल फेसबुक पर क्यों डालती है?
In fact, Dharani, Times Now's reporter, has confronted Prakash Karat here on Times Now. Remember, we show you both sides of the story, the allegations as well as gave a platform to Prakash Karat to come up with any kind of his side of the story, his version. This is how he ducked her direct questions.
We have Mr. Prakash Karat here, sir. Do you want to say anything about the alleged email exchanges between you and Neville Roy Singham, sir, the US billionaire?
My party has issued a statement.
Sir, is it true that you replied back to him? What is the connection between, why did he email you in the first place, sir, and what was the need to...
In my party statement, just read our party.
Can you just talk a couple of lines? What is your stand on it, sir? The party statement we saw, what is your stand on it?
BJP MP makes all sorts of false allegations. Why should I reply to it?
So, but there is a screenshot of all these email conversations, sir. Are you calling those conversations a lie?
I'm saying all those statements he made are lies.
So the email screenshots are lies. So that is Mr. Prakash Karat. He is telling us that the BJP is spinning lies as far as the email conversations between him and Neville Roy Singham, the US businessman, is concerned. So of course, at times now we were able to access multiple conversations, multiple email exchanges between him and Neville Roy Singham, and now the Communist Party leader is telling us that this is a lie that's being spinned by the BJP to change the narrative.
Well, in fact, Dharani has mentioned what Times Now has accessed the several emails which she has made a reference to. Let me go across to Pratibha. Pratibha, can you tell us what are these alleged emails written by Prakash Karat to Neville Singham?
Right. So this email trail that Times Now has accessed shows the extent of which, and you can see the details over here as well, very clearly marked what was sent from one to the other, and this is from Prakash Karat to Neville Singham, the US mogul who has been named in the New York Times article. As you can see here, it says very clearly what was mentioned, saying, good to get perspective from you who is living in China. So as the China link has been mentioned, the emails also very clearly mention the left and the Chinese link to the propaganda that was being pushed in the country. It also says the Gancha piece on the CPIM was pretty detailed, and this is all part of the email trail that has been accessed that shows the kind of messages that were being shared between the two. It's good to see this type of a coverage there. This is what was written by Prakash Karat to Neville Singham, and this is in 2021 on the 1st of January. After that, and this is the most crucial part of it, it also says anti-China feelings whipped up in the media ever since the border problem. So talking about the border problem and mentioning about the anti-China feeling that has been whipped up within the country from the media as well after the border problem, saying unfortunately it has had a big impact. This is what the email says, saying unfortunately this anti-China sentiment, saying it has cropped up now, saying the government is restricting imports from China and it will harm our nation more. So this is part of the email trail that has been mentioned, and it very clearly mentions that constantly there was communication that was taking place between Neville Singham as well as Prakash Karat. Back to you, Meghna.
Well, thank you, Pratibha, for that. Let me, in fact, go across to Tom Vadakan, who's joining us of the BJP. Mr. Vadakan, we put some very straight questions. If you've seen the entire sequence of question and answers between Dharani and Mr. Prakash Karat, he's not really said much when we asked him specifically about these emails. However, he did say that the BJP has spun a pack of lies over him.
He's too thick-skinned to admit that the emails were in his discourse between him and his handlers in China. The fact of the matter is it's smoking gun evidence to establish the link between Chinese political parties, their middlemen, and the CPM former General Secretary. So we do not have to run into anything. This is not the Bharatiya Janata Party saying this. This is based on evidences which have been in public domain. So I think his denial will not work in this whole exercise. But the fact that he's trying to